Good early morning, story trading VIPs. Schedule's really different today. It's 8 a.m. A lot of our news feed that we rely on for the morning show starts happening now, but we have a lot to cover because we have lots of earnings, and we're going to be doing the DRIO conference call live stream at 8:20 in just 20 minutes. You can hop into our Zoom through the app and listen to the DRIO call together. And then the XXII call at 9:50 a.m. You can hop on for that 10 a.m. call. Then later this afternoon, we have SMSI and AIRG earnings, and we'll be doing a live stream for SMSI at 4:30. Maybe we'll jump onto AIRG at 5. So a lot going on today. So first, let's just quickly look at the indices. They're down this morning. Let's look at where we are with the moving averages and just remind you of the economic calendar here in a second. So we're trying to bounce off the 50 DMA here. It'll be nice if that holds, but really downside risk the 200 DMA. Let's see what the QQQ looks like. QQQ here below that 20 DMA, downside risk to the 200 DMA there at 290. Now we have jobs data, additional jobs data, payroll data coming out in the next couple, and then CPI early next week, and that's what's going to move markets. Okay, so we're going to go to some of these stocks I put up here from earnings this morning, but then we'll quickly look at the news feed for anything that just came in right now at 8 o'clock. So first, DRIO had earnings. It was a top and bottom line beat. Okay, there's lots of goodies in the 10K, and I'm not going to. I'm going to leave the discussion for our Zoom at 8:20 a.m. So make sure to jump onto Zoom. But there are certain things I'm going to be looking for on the conference call to make a decision here of, are we going to break above this 525, right? Get that MACD flip in and then set a new bull trend for the short to intermediate term. Is that going to happen or not? And to me, yes, the press release was good, but there was no guidance in the press release at all. So it all comes down to the conference call and the commentary. They have a path to profitability, which is becoming more and more clear in a decent timeline here, maybe within 3 to 4 quarters. I would say four quarters, right? By the end of this year, possibility they get to profitability. So let's tune into that. XXII had earnings. Now, this report was not as good, and I wasn't expecting it to be good because they just did that financing on Friday. There were, however, lots of developments with VLN distribution, which were not previously announced. They're on a bunch of Army bases. They're imminently expanding into a few more states. There's a national chain that they're negotiating with right now that they hope to announce very soon that they're going to be in. So I will say, though, that they pushed back profitability timeline on the hemp business to first half of 2024, and that they set profitability expectations for the VL1 business second half of 2024. So it's a mixed report. There's going to be plenty of people upset about profitability being pushed back in the hemp business, but at the same time, lots of good stuff about distribution of VLN. So let's tune in 10 a.m. and learn a little bit more. That's going to be very interesting. LLAP, nothing new this morning. We're just keeping track of letting you know, bounced off the 20 DMA yesterday, right? Right there. Beautiful. We're waiting for that. So I am hoping the bottom's in. I started buying more the last couple of days because of that 20 DMA. We did our homework on this. We're hoping for a good decision from the ITU and have this run towards 325 again. All right. AIRG earnings this afternoon. I'm not making any earnings bets. I do own it in my IRA, so we'll see how that happens, and then we'll react to earnings after it happens. ACHR, a little bit of news. This is the eVTOL company that is Julian's favorite and mine because they have great financial backing, great big partner that's backing them. And this morning they put out a press release unveiling production aircraft and a very specific timeline for flights, manned flights, and everything else. Very interesting, meaningful, I think, material PR here. So actually did pick up a little bit at 286, especially since it's been down from the 200 DMA. Maybe we get a bounce off the 20 on that news on ACHR. And then target would be top of this candle here, about $3. All right, $3 and maybe 307. Not looking for a lot on this today. Just a small move is what I'm looking for. SMSI earnings after the close. Again, not making any predictions. We'll react after it comes in. ANIX. ANIX today is their meeting, their corporate update, annual meeting of stockholders. That's at 10 a.m. PST, which is 1 p.m. EST. Okay, they did already say they're releasing their breast cancer data, which they tease as positive mid-April. So I'm not really expecting much over here. It's a virtual format, so maybe we'll see. I didn't have this on my schedule to do a live stream, but we'll see. Maybe we'll carry it. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Nice bid. People getting excited about this corporate update today, but I'm more in it for the data release mid-April. Okay, that's working out well. We identified that at 450. RWLK, I'm still in this from a couple days ago. Didn't work out, like an 81-cent entry. I was looking for 90 cents. This on the FDA approval. Yesterday, it was revealed, is it here? No, one of the 10% holders bought another couple $100,000 worth. I mean, if you're 10%, a couple $100,000 is not much, but they did add a little bit more. RWLK that came out after the close yesterday, got a little bid yesterday up to 83 cents. Now it's back to 80 cents. We'll see. This has not worked out the way I wanted, and I'm probably going to close this out soon. Hopefully I'll get a little pop, but I don't know. Okay, this is more like something, if you want to take a risk on something like a DermTech or a RWLK, it's like a long-term hold, and either it works or it doesn't, right, for a multi-bagger. Okay, SAVA, I took a trade in this overnight based on the director buying about $2 or $3 million worth. Do the math on 89,000 shares, 90,000 times $25. What is that? That's like $2.5 million. Director purchased a big insider purchase yesterday. Stock is gapping open. This all-timer stock, which goes on huge runs historically, 27% short. So this catalyst, after the stock's being down, I really like this. I'm like, hey, we need an excuse for a pop. We haven't had one in a while. So I got into this looking for a pop to either the 50 DMA or the 200 at 28.45 and 30.40. And this thing, it could go crazy. This makes crazy moves. I know it's up 10, 11%, but compared to what we've seen historically, that's really not much a move. It's just like a little bit of a blip so far. 28 barely registers on that chart. Look at these crazy moves it's had in the past. So with 28% short and a big insider buy from the director, I'm looking for further upside today. Or maybe you could buy the dips, intraday type of trade. I'm not holding this, okay? So if it doesn't work out, I'll cut losses at some point, but I'm in here at around this level, 27.70, and looking for another $1 to $3 today. Let's see if it happens. All right, Tesla, this is on watch because I'm looking to get back in. We got out of this over 200, looking to get back in at 170. You see a couple good indicators here. Yeah, the 50 DMA rising, and that'll neatly meet this 170. Do you see where 170 used to be support right here, December 8th, before it cratered, right? So you have that. And then you have it here again. It was that support became a breakout level, and then it became support again here on February 1st. And now you have the 50 DMA rising, and it could meet at 170 perfectly at the same time when the RSI maybe is going to get into the 30s. So we're at 45 now. So I'm really looking at this right now. That 50 DMA is 165. If it happens to like crash further today, see we're down 3%, then I'd wait for more like 165, not 170. I really want to touch that 50 DMA at this point. So that's something we're looking at. Obviously, you could always break below the 50 DMA and then you're in trouble and looking a lot lower, but I'm willing to take a risk at the 50 DMA. So let's watch that. On Tesla, patiently stayed out of the way since over 200, and hopefully we'll make some good money if we get in at that 50 DMA. A couple other things just want to mention. I mean, YEXT and ARLO just like killed it yesterday, and I got out of YEXT before the earnings report. Didn't want to take that risk. Something I'm looking at. It's Chris has made some compelling arguments here. I'm going to maybe bring him onto the show next week to talk about YEXT. Didn't re-enter yet, but monitoring that after a good earnings report. And when I say great, it's a good earnings report. And ARLO, I've totally missed that. We put it on the show yesterday morning, but I didn't know anything about it. I gave you the 450 target. Didn't play it because I wasn't familiar with it. Gave you the 450 target. Once it broke 450, we gave you the target at 515 at the 200 DMA. Honestly, really surprised it broke over the 200 DMA. So congrats, Julian, who was on top of ARLO. And it's now on our radar, but not something I'm yet willing to say, let's make a long-term investment in. But maybe we'll get a presentation out of someone from the community on ARLO. Seems a couple people are interested in it. All right, that's it. We're going to follow through. We're going to keep track of what's going on with Lantheus and CrowdStrike. I'm in CrowdStrike still. I did sell some yesterday. I'm still in CrowdStrike as a trade. We'll see if those targets come to fruition. And let's just review that again. At this point, I calculated 144. That's not happening. Okay. So at this point, you see this resistance here at like 129.50. I think that's probably my exit, 130-ish, right? I'm probably going to get out if it hits 130 as far as my trading shares go. Don't have any long-term IRA shares, but maybe something I should consider. Okay. Let's look at the news feed because we did this show at an unusual time and we may have missed some news. So let's check it out. Oh gosh, I left the office at like 7:50. I don't know if you can tell. I didn't have time to shave today because we starting earlier. But anyway, 7:45, I left the office. So I mean the house. So anything here. On Track Health partners with Lyson.io to strengthen coaching outcomes. Let's come back to that in a second. Okay, I don't see anything else. Okay, so that's the only news we missed. Let's check On Track. I mean, the stock is ridiculously killed. I don't want to say cheap because their business like died, but let's just look at this real quick. A leading AI provider, innovative software platform, game changer for on-track health and our care coaches. The ability to receive real-time feedback and analysis on MI Field. We're excited to partner with On Track. I don't see any money exchange. I don't know. It doesn't impress me just yet. You'd have to be more intimately familiar with the company and with that. Look at this. Bearish crosses. I'm not interested. Following it. It's on our radar. We'll see. But that's not something at first glance, a news release I'm going to jump into, not being deeply familiar with the situation. All right, guys, that's it. We got to get ready. I'm going to open up the Zoom here in just 5 minutes so we can listen to Dario together. There are certain things I'm looking for. There are words that can be said on the conference call which can cause Dario to skyrocket, okay? So it's important to pay attention to this conference call. We'll analyze it together here, and I'll let you know. I might come back and do like a second pre-market prep if Dario finishes like before 9:30. Maybe we'll jump on and do another 5-10 minutes right before the open at 9:30. We'll let you know about that. All right, and we'll see you later at all the different live streams today. Have a great day. Thanks for joining.